Here's a shocking fact. 90% of people who start learning a new skill will quit before they ever truly master it. Why? It's not because they lack talent, but because they ignore one crucial element, the thing that separates amateurs from true masters. The world's top performers, from athletes to artists, all share one secret. And if you miss it, you will never reach the level of mastery you desire. In this video, I'm going to share that secret with you. But it's not what you think. It's not about putting in more hours or working harder. Instead, it's about understanding the hidden forces at play that either push you forward or hold you back. We'll dive into surprising facts, proven strategies, and why talent is completely overrated. By the end, you'll know exactly what to do to take your skills to the next level, and avoid the traps that most people fall into. Stay tuned, because mastering your skill isn't just about what you do, but what you don't ignore. Ready to discover the secret? Let's get started. Chapter 1. The hidden ingredient to mastery. Unseen, yet unstoppable when it comes to mastering any skill, there's one hidden ingredient that most people ignore: delayed gratification. It's the ability to put in the work today and reap the rewards later. Think of it like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. The instant gratification culture we live in makes it hard to resist, but true mastery requires patience. According to research from the University of California, people who can delay gratification are more likely to succeed in life. This ability isn't just about resisting temptation, it's about focusing on long-term goals, even when progress feels slow. A study by the American Psychological Association found that students who are able to delay gratification score higher on tests and perform better in school. Mastering any skill works the same way. It's easy to get distracted by short-term results or quit when progress is slow, but that's where most people fall short. The key is to keep going even when it feels like you're not making any headway. In his book Atomic Habits, James Clear explains how small actions, repeated over time, lead to massive results. He calls it the compounding effect. Every little step you take adds up. If you're impatient, though, it's easy to miss these small wins and quit too soon. The truth is, mastery isn't about hitting home runs every time. It's about consistently putting in the work, day in and day out. One strategy to master delayed gratification is setting clear, long-term goals. When you can see the bigger picture, you're more likely to push through the tough moments. The more you practice patience, the easier it becomes to stick with something over time. And remember, every expert was once a beginner who had to learn how to wait for their growth to show. Chapter 2. Breaking the myth. Why talent isn't the real secret talent. It's the thing most people believe will lead them to mastery. But here's the truth: talent alone isn't enough. In fact, research shows that talent can sometimes be a hindrance. A study by Anders Ericsson, a leading expert on expertise, shows that the key to mastering any skill is deliberate practice, not natural ability. Ericsson's research found that the most skilled individuals spent thousands of hours working on their craft, far more than their naturally talented peers. It's easy to believe that talented people are just born that way, but studies show that this is a myth. In his book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell highlights the 10,000-hour rule, the idea that anyone can become an expert after 10,000 hours of practice. This doesn't mean that talent doesn't matter, but that hard work and consistency matter far more. The myth of talent can make us feel like if we're not naturally good at something, we shouldn't even try. But the reality is that persistence and smart practice are far more important. One strategy to break free from the talent myth is adopting a growth mindset. Carol Dweck's groundbreaking research shows that people who believe their abilities can grow through effort tend to achieve far more than those who think their talents are fixed. So instead of thinking you're not good enough to master a skill, focus on how you can improve. By constantly challenging yourself, you'll see progress, no matter where you start. Another key is focusing on what you can control, your effort and mindset. A 2014 study by the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology revealed that people who focus on improving rather than being the best are more likely to succeed. So, forget about being naturally talented. Instead, shift your focus to getting better every day. Chapter 3. The Power of Failing Forward. How missteps propel you. Were taught from an early age that failure is something to avoid. But in the world of mastering a skill, failure is not only normal, it's essential. In fact, Research shows that failure is often the greatest teacher. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is key to mastering anything. Without failure, you don't know where to improve. Studies show that people who embrace failure are more likely to keep going after setbacks. A report from the University of Chicago found that those who treat failure as a learning opportunity are 70% more likely to succeed in the long run than those who give up after failing. The concept of failing forward means using each failure as a stepping stone, rather than letting it defeat you. A great way to use failure to your advantage is to analyze it. After a setback, take time to reflect on what went wrong. Ask yourself, what can I do differently next time? This self-reflection helps you grow faster than those who simply brush failure aside. It's all about learning from your mistakes rather than letting them define you. Failing forward also helps you build resilience. Psychologist Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, discusses how perseverance and passion are more important than talent. She found that those with grit, those who keep going after repeated failures, are the ones who ultimately succeed. So, instead of avoiding failure, learn to embrace it as part of the journey. To make failure work for you, shift your perspective. Treat each mistake as a lesson, not a roadblock. The more you learn to fail forward, the faster you'll be able to master new skills. As legendary basketball coach Phil Jackson once said, "The strength of the team is each individual member." The strength of each member is the team. Every failure is an opportunity to strengthen yourself and your skill set, pushing you closer to mastery. If you're finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. Chapter 4. The Silent Enemy. Distraction and how to defeat it in today's world. Distractions are everywhere. From social media to notifications, they're the silent killers of productivity. If you want to master a skill, you need to recognize distractions and learn to eliminate them. Research shows that multitasking actually reduces productivity by as much as 40%, according to a study published by the American Psychological Association. So, every time you check your phone while practicing, you're not just losing a few minutes, you're losing focus and progress. To truly master any skill, you need to focus like a laser beam. Cal Newport, in his book Deep Work, discusses the power of uninterrupted focus. He argues that the ability to work without distractions is the new superpower. People who can focus deeply on a task for long periods of time are the ones who make the greatest progress. But focus is a muscle, it needs to be trained. Start by setting up specific time blocks where you eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and give your full attention to the task at hand. A powerful strategy for avoiding distractions is to create a deep work routine. Begin with small blocks of focused work and gradually increase the duration as your concentration improves. According to Newport's research, those who dedicate even an hour a day to deep, uninterrupted work see significant improvement in their skills. This kind of focus might feel challenging at first, but it pays off in the long run. Another strategy is to make your environment conducive to focus. Research from the University of California shows that our surroundings have a significant impact on our productivity. A cluttered or noisy environment makes it harder to concentrate, so setting up a clean, quiet workspace can boost your ability to focus. And don't forget the power of environment design. If you're training a skill, surround yourself with tools and resources that support that activity. Lastly, train your mind to stay on task. Every time you get distracted and return to your work, you're strengthening your focus muscle. It might feel hard at first, but with practice, staying focused becomes second nature. Mastery requires that you fight distractions daily, but the rewards are worth it. In a world full of distractions, being able to focus is a superpower that leads to success. Chapter 5. Mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. The power of persistence. Mastery takes time. There's no shortcut, no quick fix. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Yet, many people give up too early because they expect results to come fast. But if you stick with it, over time, you will see improvement. According to research from the University of Texas, persistence is one of the most powerful traits of successful individuals. The study found that people who stick with their goals, even when they face setbacks, are far more likely to reach mastery. One of the most effective strategies for persistence is setting smaller, achievable goals along the way. These goals act as milestones that keep you motivated. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains that our brains crave rewards, and by setting small goals, you can trigger a sense of accomplishment that fuels continued effort. Instead of focusing solely on the end goal, celebrate every small win along the journey. This approach keeps you motivated and makes the process more enjoyable. Another key to persistence is adopting what's called a process-oriented mindset. This mindset focuses on enjoying the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology revealed that people who focus on mastering the process are more successful than those who focus on external rewards. The more you fall in love with the process, the easier it is to keep going, even when things get tough. It's also essential to build a routine. When your practice becomes a habit, it's much easier to show up every day. In his book Grit, Angela Duckworth highlights how consistency over time is a more reliable predictor of success than talent. By committing to regular practice, you're giving yourself a much higher chance of success. Persistence isn't about working harder, it's about showing up day after day. Lastly, remember that setbacks are part of the journey. In fact, research shows that people who experience setbacks and push through them tend to develop higher levels of resilience. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, setbacks can actually make us more committed to our goals. So, don't be discouraged by failure. It's an important part of the process that strengthens your ability to persist. Chapter 6. The Master's Mindset. Why your belief will define your success. Your mindset can make or break your ability to master a skill. In fact, it's one of the most important factors in achieving success. A growth mindset, as popularized by Carol Dweck in her book Mindset, is the belief that abilities can be developed through hard work, perseverance, and learning. Those who believe in growth are more likely to succeed because they embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and keep going despite setbacks. One strategy to develop a master's mindset is to focus on effort rather than talent. In a 2007 study published in Psychological Science, researchers found that students who focused on effort were more likely to perform well in difficult tasks than those who believed that intelligence was fixed. When you focus on effort, you remind yourself that improvement is always possible through practice. This mindset shift helps you view every mistake as a stepping stone rather than a failure. Another strategy is to reframe challenges. When faced with obstacles, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This approach not only helps you stay positive, but it also shifts your attention from problems to solutions. A study by the University of Michigan found that individuals who approach challenges with a solution-oriented mindset are more likely to overcome them. The more you practice reframing challenges, the easier it becomes to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. Resilience is also key to developing a master's mindset. In her book Grit, Angela Duckworth discusses how grit, a combination of passion and perseverance, is essential for long-term success. She found that people with grit are more likely to overcome adversity and stay committed to their goals. To build resilience, take small steps to get out of your comfort zone regularly. Each time you push through a difficult situation, you grow stronger and more capable. Lastly, visualize your success. Studies have shown that visualization can improve performance by programming the brain to focus on success. Olympic athletes use visualization techniques to prepare for competitions, and you can apply the same approach to skill mastery. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself mastering the skill you're working on. This mental rehearsal strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed and keeps you motivated along the way. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more tips on mastering your skills and unlocking your full potential. Thanks for watching.